Back now. We got this. This is our replacement bed for the Crazy Dad Bumpside. Picked it up from a friend of mine. Ended up getting in a trade, so basically didn't cost me anything. Just a trailer that somebody had made. And this one is in much better shape than my other one. Does have a little bit of body work that needs to be done along here, but it's pretty minor and easy to do. We got a few dents in a couple of places here, but front panel's nice and straight. The bed floor is actually in fairly good shape. It does have the Ranger trim on it, although it's not in great shape, and we still got a few little things to do. The worst part of the whole thing is the front part of the bed's rusted out here, but that is something that can be fixed. In fact, when we cut down the black bed, that 16 inches that we take out of it might be just the thing to patch this part of the floor here with. So anyway, it's looking good. This one actually has a complete tailgate on it, which I didn't even have on the other one. So that's a good plus. And the bumper here is in much better shape than my other one. It's got a couple of things that have been tweaked on it, but I think a little sledgehammer work and I can straighten that back out. So that's where we're going now. I'm going to start pulling this thing apart. This one, just like the other one, I've got, you can see in here barely, there's 3 bolts, 1, 2 up there and 1 right up at the front, plus underneath right here at the back there's a bolt that you can't see because it doesn't come to the floor. So you have to get all those loose on both sides. I'll take the wiring loose from the tail lights, and probably we just jack this thing up and move it. So I'm hoping it's not going to take me more than an hour or so to get it up off of here and get it ready to swap over to the shortened bump side, which is waiting for it, all ready to go. So there we go. That's what we're going to be working on next. I'm not going to bore you with too many of the details because you saw me get rid of the bed bolts and everything on the other one and the tail lights. So I'm just going to get through that and show you as we're lifting it up and swapping it over here. So there we go. The next episode of the Crazy Dad Bumpside Bed Shortening Project. Have a pickup. Alright, we got the bed sitting back on there. Went back on pretty slick. I just picked it up with 4 motorcycle tie downs, 1 in each corner, using my cherry picker here. Picked it up off the chassis there, swung it around, stuck it on here, and sat her down. And I had to went and got some new bolts for the bed because all the others broke off or whatever, and so now I've had to gather myself up the nuts. So I managed to get 5 nuts off, and I found another one. So we're all in good shape there and ready to bolt those down. And everything lined up. The front 3 holes lined up like cake work. The back 2 were maybe 1/8 of an inch off, but with just a little prying on them, I got the bolts to drop in and tighten up. So we're good. I like the way everything went there. Let's see, we could have cut an additional 1/8 of an inch off of the back. That would have made the thing work out good. But right now, that's where we're at. I'm going to tighten those bolts down, and then we'll go back through, run the wiring harness, get the lights in place, and we will have ourselves a short bed pickup for the Crazy Dad Bumpside. Score! I am super happy about the way that's turned out, and we'll be back to discuss it a little more in a minute. Hey, we got her back together. So everything's bolted on there. Actually went out and got myself some new bed bolts. So you see them in there. Fortunately, in those places where it's rusted out, it's got a spacer in there so it doesn't crush it. So it's all held on. These back 4 here and the 2 at the very back underneath are all nice and tight, so it's not going to bounce or go anywhere. Just came together really good. Took the best 2 tail lights out of the 2 beds that I had, put them in there, straightened a couple little things up. The only thing I've got left is the bumper, and I'm going to take it somewhere and hammer on it some, get it shaped back into a little better condition, and then we have to drill a couple of holes in the back of the frame, and voila, we are done with this baby at that point. So that's the easy way to shorten your bed on a long bed pickup, especially on a bump side. So we'll be back. I'll wrap this up and give you a little more detail here in a little bit later. Okay, we got her done and drivable, guys. Just brought it out here in the boonies for a little bit of a test drive on it to see, and so far it seems to be working really good. It's shaped up good. Everything's gone together just like a piece of cake in the process here, and I'm really happy with the way that it's turned out. We've taken ourselves from something that for me was not all that desirable, which is an old long bed four-wheel drive. I mean, yeah, they're all right, but I love short beds. I've told you that a dozen times in this process, and I'm really stoked about the way this has come out. So everything bolted together just like it was supposed to, pretty much. I do have a back bumper that's in better shape than the one that was on it, but I've got to do some sledgehammer work on it, and I live in a neighborhood. I'd rather not disturb my neighbors, so next day or two I'm going to drag it out to a gravel pit somewhere and take my sledgehammer and clang on it for a while until I get it straight, and then I'll bolt it back on. But after I do that, we've got a functional truck. So there's a couple other things that we'll probably end up doing to it, but it's for sale. Somebody else can take it from this point and make themselves a really cool four-wheel drive truck project if they want to. Or just, the cool thing about where this one's at right now is it's usable, and somebody can take it and they can say, okay, I'm going to fix one little piece at a time here, and they can do a really nice restoration job on it, or they can just play with it and fix it up so they can go four-wheeling with it. It's perfectly capable of that. So anyway, I'm excited. This will be the wrap-up of our Crazy Dad Garage, Crazy Dad Bumpside bed shortening project here. And again, I'll come back when I get the back bumper on it and show you that. But there we go. That's what we're looking for. And this is the easy way to do it. Like I said, you can shorten the bed itself. And the more I'm thinking about it, the more I'm going, I don't know if I will actually get around to doing that or not. I might, but I don't have a reason to now because I've got this one on it. So we'll see. I might do that series. I might not. Maybe we'll move on into doing the Chevy truck that I've got, and you'll see how that process works on it. But anyway, I'm excited. It came out exactly like I wanted it to, and now we got a really cool old truck to play with. And the fun thing was, here, everybody's going to love this, because I shortened that drive shaft myself. I have only spent about $15 on this bed shortening project. I had to buy a new brake line, and I had to buy 6 new bed bolts. And outside of that, everything else, aside from the, the materials that I used, cutting it and things like that. So even if you count, the cutoff wheels that I burned through and the gas for my MIG welder, this whole thing still didn't cost $50. And so that's what's fun to me. And like I said, these Fords are probably the easiest ones that there are to shorten. This particular one, even the next body style of Ford, which is the dent side, is a little bit harder than this because it has a different shape of frame on it. But anyway, just passing that along to you, and we'll follow up as we finish the whole project. There you go.